Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Starseed Tarot. I am Stephanie and today's reading is about how this connection will progress. We're going to be looking at a connection between you and another person, more than likely romantic, but if you want to take it platonic, you can approach this way. Just do be aware that it will more likely lean romantic. And we're going to look at where you are right now and what your goals are and how they will progress. I won't be looking too far into the future. I am going to look at like what the likely outcomes will be. I can't look too far into the future just because when it comes to energy, it's always moving. It's always in flux, in fluctuation. So there is a chance for things to shift and change. And we will be looking at possibilities within this connection of how they can progress. But we have 4 piles here for you today. We have pile 1 with this little soapstone owl. Pile 2, we have a selenite palmstone. Pile 3, we have a flower agate palmstone. And pile 4, we have this beautiful candle quartz point. So take the time to think about you and your person. Maybe call in your guides, call in spirit, call in whatever you love to pray to. And I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose this cute little owl soapstone, then we have a reading here for you today about you and this connection and how it will progress. So we're going to be doing this person A and B style with the oracles. We're going to be looking to see where you are, and then we're going to look at these specific tarot cards. I chose a few kind of to lay out a story of the progression, and then I'll do some clarification as well as like a live shuffle of another tarot deck, and then closing or concluding cards. So let's start with your pile. Let's get the connecting cards out first. We have Yule Log 44. Insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. I am God, I am goddess, I am creation and the creator. I'm getting a celebration of some sort. So the Yule Log is traditionally around the holidays, a cake, usually for winter solstice. Some people have it for Christmas as well. But it's around Swiss cake, and what I get from the Yule log is something traditional and unconventional at the same time. So I don't know if this is a connection where yes, you're together, but in a very unconventional way, or in a way that I guess doesn't make sense to some people, but to some people it does. It's kind of an oxymoron, whatever this connection is. We have Dragonfly Magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. And then the Destiny card, Fulfillment. I'm liking this energy. I feel like it makes sense that you're here because there's something about this connection that seems like it's not working. Or maybe some people have been telling you that it's not working. But to you and your person, it makes sense. Whatever it is right now, it just does. But let's look at person A and B. I am intending for you to be person A, pile 1. But if you resonate more with person B, you can do that as well. But just keep in mind, I will be calling you person A and your person B. Okay, we have your ancestor card, Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. Soul on Fire, number 38. Determination. And then I have one more card, but let's live shuffle that one. We have for person B, Summer, bask in joy and light. Manifesting and doing. Lots of yellow and orange, lots of solar plexus and sacral energy here. And rest. Which is very interesting. I'm getting something that it's very earthy and actually very natural, regardless of what the actual connection is, because I feel like people have told you something and you're questioning it, and this is why you're here, to see how it'll progress. But your intuition is a lot stronger than you think it is, pile 1. I don't know who these naysayers are or who's trying to tell you otherwise, but there's something about this that works. So I'm going to get cards from the Magic of Marvel tarot, or not tarot, oracle. This is the oracle. I do not have the tarot yet, but and they're probably going to clash a little bit because these are all like very earthy, nature-based decks, and then we got some comic books coming in because that's my signature. So I'm hearing this is person B. We got Black Widow, Look Twice, Sleep Once. She pops up a lot in my readings. Maybe my spirit guide is the Black Widow. Or your spirit guides. If she's been popping up a lot in the readings that I give to you, maybe something similar to Black Widow is like one of your spirit guides. Or maybe you based a lot off of that. And that's normal. Like superheroes, I don't know, I think they're a little spiritual. And then for person A, we have Wolverine. When I'm alone, I'm in great company. And again with the yellow coming through, the confidence. So, like I said, there's something a little bit unconventional about this connection. For example, maybe you already have children together, but you're not married. Or maybe you're already living together, but like the setup of the living situation doesn't make sense. Like maybe you're apart from each other a lot or you travel a lot, but you're still committed. There's something about like a lack of a traditional commitment here. So I really feel most of you are not married yet anyway, but there is something about this relationship that works. Like for example, I know in some cultures it's weird for people to live together but not get married, or if you live together they might tell other people that you are married just so it doesn't look weird. It's giving me that. But regardless, a lot of this is like outside influence trying to tell you what your relationship is supposed to be like, when truly what you have right now is what works for both you and your partner. And I feel like you're both okay with it. Like there's a sense here that you guys are getting a lot done. You're getting a lot accomplished. I feel like you go further together than if you were by yourselves, because I'm getting energy of two very individual people who again don't really need anybody, but you like each other, so you want to be together. Let's start with you, person A. With Soul on Fire, Determination, and Earth Mother. Earth Mother is giving me the sense that if you want kids or if you have kids, that this is something that's going to come very naturally to you, regardless of what stage you are in this connection. For example, I know there are some people who have a kid a little too early in the connection, but it's like you already knew you wanted to be together for the long term. You already knew you were going to want to get married. So it's giving me that energy with Earth Mother. Only take that if it resonates, of course. But I'm also getting somebody who would feel loved and comforted. You definitely feel there's a big sense of self-love here. Like even if nobody else has ever displayed affection toward you, or if people don't tell you they love you, you love you. I really feel like you've come from a big journey of self-love and acceptance here. You know how to find that love within yourself. You really don't need anybody else, but because you do happen to have someone, you're very grateful, and of course you do share this love with them. But I'm getting a sense of somebody who knows who they are, who knows everything they have. I'm getting a big sense of gratitude from you as well. I really love this energy. It's somebody who's very self-aware and quite powerful when it comes to knowing who they are. It's like if people ever try to bring you down or try to tell you something about your appearance, you would just laugh it off like, okay, well, that's you, but I like what I see in the mirror and I like myself, so I kind of don't care, but thanks for your input, thanks for your opinion. It's giving me that energy. And I really do love it. I feel like you find the earth to be your home, for sure. I feel like you could create a home anywhere, because this sense of needing to nourish and nurture and take care of yourself, as well as the people around you, comes very naturally to you. You could turn any little shack into the most beautiful, loving home. That's your energy. Pile 1. This is supposed to be you. With Soul on Fire and Determination, I can see you being rather successful when it comes to whatever job you have, because that determination is basically a really good work ethic here. I feel like regardless of what it is you do, you put your all into it, you put your diligence into it, you know exactly what to do, you take yourself seriously, so it forces other people to take you seriously. We could have some Capricorn energy here, because mountains always remind me of Capricorn, but also Earth Mother makes me think of earth signs in general, so that would also be Taurus and Virgo. So you could be any of those signs or have it very heavily in your chart. But we also have a little bit of fire. With Soul on Fire, there's like, I'm sorry for the loud cars. They've been acting up because we're almost in spring. It's getting warm where I am, and people like to take out their loud cars in the warm weather. But with Soul on Fire, there's actually quite a little bit of a, you got some spunk, pile one, because Wolverine came out and I was not expecting that. I would have expected Black Widow over here with the Earth Mother, because there is a very soft, or maybe not so soft, but there's a feminine energy here. But then we got Wolverine. When I'm alone, I'm in great company. Like I said, you don't need anybody else. I feel like you're happy on your own. You know you can take care of yourself. There's a very, I don't want to say loner, but maybe more individualistic kind of energy to you. Like, I'm getting somebody who is very independent, who can really get a lot of stuff done, even when people think you can't, even when people think, oh no, you need another person in your life to take care of you and whatever. You really don't. And I feel like you've shown people that you can accomplish a lot by yourself, but sometimes they don't want to give you credit for it, again, because this Earth Mother energy is a lot stronger than this Wolverine energy. It's like some people don't always get to see this side of you. With Soul on Fire, though, there is something very beautiful about your heart and your energy and there's a charisma there, but it's like people don't expect there to be such a passion and fire from you, or like the spunk is coming back. Like they didn't expect you to just have this kind of personality, again, because there's something very soft about you, or gentle, definitely gentle. I am getting somebody who could be like a natural beauty. You may not do a lot to look good. You might just be naturally very beautiful or handsome, whatever you identify as, whatever you may be. But with Wolverine here, actually, if you do identify as a man, if you are a man here, then there might be, again, something very powerful, something very muscular about you, but still with this softness that you can take care of yourself. But I am getting this is mostly feminine energy, so just take this as it resonates regardless. I feel like everything I've said could apply to anybody. When I'm alone, I'm in great company. Yeah, you really had to work on being comfortable with being alone. And Spirit is here to just tell you how proud they are of you. But let's move on to your person, because I really do feel like a lot of you, with your person, they may not be in your life right now. So I feel like some of you might be single, actually, and you're kind of wondering about a particular person, or you're not committed yet. Like I said, I feel like there's nothing set in stone here. If this is a situationship, it could be one where you're both actually very benefiting from it, and you might be wondering if it's okay to move on to like a next stage, or if you should bring this up. I mean, regardless of what these cards say, if you want to move forward in a situationship and make it like an actual relationship, you really should tell them regardless. That's just me as a friend. That's not me channeling anything. That's just, telling you to be honest here. But let's look at person B. We have summer, bask in joy and light, rest, and manifesting and doing. So similar to you, pile one, your person is a very hard worker. They also manifest very well. I feel like they have a lot more energy than you, despite rest being here. And that's because they take the rest when they need it. And therefore that gives them more energy. Look twice, sleep once. I feel like they really, really do pay attention to how they set their work. Like, because this is giving me like an energy of, how do I say it? They'd rather, it's like when you're building something, or creating something, you'd rather measure twice and then only cut once, because once you cut, you can't take it back. So this is a person who's a very deep thinker. They definitely think twice, 3 times, 4 times about something before they do anything, or before they say anything. So if your person has ever come off as a way, like they might just be a pretty face, or they might just be, part of the crowd with this little bee here. Bees make me think of somebody who was part of something bigger. Like they might be literally a worker bee, like maybe they just work something. And Black Widow always makes me think of somebody who is very beautiful, because I mean, she is, that's kind of what she's known for. She's a femme fatale, but also somebody who's very smart. And I feel like some people might take that beauty for granted, or they may not think this person is as smart as they are. It's giving me bimbo or himbo energy. I don't like using the word bimbo. Himbo, a little bit, just because I think it's cute. But I know those words are not the best to describe, but it is giving me that from your person. But regardless, their ability to manifest and do, like to combine these things, is very, they can get a lot accomplished. They also have a very sunny disposition despite this card. I feel like even if there's somebody who dresses in like all black, or if they dress in a very casual way, there's something very bright and beautiful about their energy, very similar to yours. So I can see why you kind of call to each other like two candles in the dark. But with rest here, like I said, I feel like either they may not currently be with you right now, whether that's in a connection or physically, but also they know when to take their breaks. I'm not saying this is somebody who's going to come and go a lot, or maybe it is, but again, there's a sense here that whatever this is, it works. I'm not saying they have other people on the side or that they're seeing anybody, but if they understand that they need their freedom in order to do whatever it is that they do, and they just keep coming back to you because they are committed, it works. Like, it works here. Because there's a sense of fulfillment with the both of you. And again, with this orangey color, the sacral energy, I feel like you really give each other a lot of energy. Like, you make each other feel alive. I embrace my transformation. I feel like if this connection has been going on for a while, you've both seen each other grow and transform and turn into something very... It's almost like you've transformed together. Like, let's say you both started here. It's like two seeds that have been planted apart from each other, but as you've grown, you've kind of interwoven and become like one large tree or bush or some bigger plant here. But like I said, there's a sense of unconventionality here, or non-convention, however it is you say. Let's look into the tarot. Let's start with these cards. These were ones that were pre-selected just to see how it would progress, because we got a view of how you two are individually. And now we're going to look at how this connection will progress, and then we're getting to the tarot. We have Starseed. So this is the Fool in this deck, but it's also giving me a sense that you were both kind of very naturally, spiritually, emotionally drawn to each other. And in a way that you weren't expecting. This is definitely somebody you weren't looking for. This could be somebody you didn't really grow with, like maybe they weren't in your childhood, but when you met each other, it was like a quick, you got on very quickly. We also have Perspective with the Hangman. Like I said, you've seen each other transform. This has changed a lot. And I feel like if at one point you thought this connection would not work out, or this connection was doomed, or there was something that just, wasn't going well, I feel like you've definitely switched your perspective on it, or you let go of some expectation about this connection, and suddenly everything started clicking into place. And if this hasn't happened yet, I feel like it will. We have the Empress here. So I really love the Divine Feminine coming out here, because we have the Empress and the Earth Mother, and Black Widow, which is more of a Lilith, or like the darker side of the feminine energy coming through. But I really do love that the feminine energy here is very respected. Like I said, if you want kids, there's a high chance that you either will have them at some point, regardless of how committed you are or what's going on, or you will create something together. That could be a home, you could have pets together, it could also be a business, but there's definitely a very creative, fertile energy here. And I'm taking fertile to mean as something that can grow something very abundant and beautiful. And then the last card we have, the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like this is actually a very stable connection. You're able to build, like I said, build a home, create a business, make money together. There's something about this that just works for the better. And Ten of Crystals also gives me like physical fulfillment. So you can have your home. You can have like 2 jobs that are going to give you all the abundance you need. You can have healthy, strong kids. And of course, physically, when you get intimate, you have that as well on a regular basis. Because I feel like people don't really talk about that a lot. And I feel like this is something for you in this connection, where the amount of physical intimacy with your partner could be something that is of importance. Like, you may need it regularly, or it's enough that you're committed. There's something about physical intimacy here that is important when it comes to this connection. So yeah, I feel like I haven't seen how it's progressing, but I am seeing a lot of like what can be done. If again, if you don't see this yet in your connection, this could be what comes forth, because we have three major arcana cards here. This is a very spiritually guided connection, and also a very impactful connection. But yeah, I'm loving this energy. It just works. Though I can see where the doubts come from. But let's move on to the tarot, the rest of the tarot, to see how this connection will progress. And I am going to do this like... I'm trying different methods of using the tarot here. Let's use the mini Empyrean, because I don't know how many steps I'm going to be asked to take. But we're going to start with like the beginning of the connection, and then like the first meeting or the first few days that you were together, or weeks. Should I go by year? Yeah, let's go by year instead. So take into account where you are. You can scale this down to like smaller time frames, but I am going to go by year because that's what they told me. My spirit guides. But let's start with the first meeting, your first interactions and getting together. So you were, King of Pentacles, King of Globes, Ruler of Globes. So there was definitely something very stable here. You could have been attracted to each other because of financial stability. I feel like this was something very important, or there was something very grounding about your person, either you or your person or the both of you together. Like I said, this is going to be that earth energy. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is very strong here. But there was something very stabilizing about this connection, and you kind of felt very at home or safe with your person. And I feel like you knew, like there was some indication upon your first meeting or first date, or when you were dating, this is before the 1 year mark, that you knew and understood that this would take you into the future a long way, or they may have said something to that extent. And of course, there was something within you that believed them and knew that it would be true. I feel like sometimes people tell you something and you know it's not going to work out, or... I apologize again for so many cars in this neighborhood. They are so loud. I don't know what to do about it. If you can even hear it, I can hear them a lot. But just take that as confirmation that you knew you could go the distance with your person. But yeah, sometimes people try to tell us things that we know are not going to be true. They're like, oh yeah, I'll take care of you, and I make this much money and this and this. But then you get with them and then it turns out to not be true. Or yeah, they make a lot of money, but they also spend way too much money, or they have a lot of debt. It's that kind of energy. So there was something about the initial connection that let you know that you could go the distance with them, that you could feel safe around them. So let's get to the 1 year mark. The 1 year, or around 1 year. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be like within that first year. We have the 9 of Daggers. So this is when your insecurities started coming out. This is when you started questioning a lot about this connection. And I feel like that's normal. This would be anxiety. This would be you staying up at night wondering whether what they said was true or not, whether they would text you or not, whether they would fall through with their plans. I feel like they may have canceled a few plans, or maybe you have canceled plans just because there was something not secure about the communication or what was being done and said. I feel like there wasn't deception, but there was a thought that somebody might be deceptive here. So I can understand again why you would have your doubts every now and then. Maybe there was one really big argument or disagreement within that first year that made you question a lot about this relationship and whether it would last. Let's move on to, this is going to be 2 to 3 to 4 years. So 2 to 3 to 4 years. We have the Queen of Wands. Whoever the feminine is here, they started stepping into their energy. They started stepping into that charismatic, get it done, go-getter energy. Like, you were not just going to sit around. I really feel like this is you, pile 1, regardless of what you identify as, even if you're the man in this connection or a man in this connection. I feel like you were stepping into your power of like demanding things in this relationship specifically. I feel like you were putting your foot down, you were setting boundaries, if not between you and your person, then between your relationship and everybody else. There was something that happened between the 3 to 4 year mark, or sorry, this is 2 to 4 year mark, in this connection that made you think, okay, we're doing this for the long term, then I have to have my needs met. I have to have my job, a career. I have to make sure that this person, my person, is doing this, and that. I feel like for some of you, you may have had kids in this era, if that applies, or you may have gotten pregnant. And if that's the case, of course, motherhood will make a lot of women step up, a lot of people step up to their much more their badass energy, essentially, because they know that they're not just fighting for themselves anymore, they're fighting for somebody that they are carrying and taking care of. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was around the time that children started coming into play, because wands can also be children, or at least in astrology, it's associated with Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, because they have such a big inner child that they can relate to children, and they're therefore really good with them. Like, they can get on their level. So I really do feel this is when this started happening. Somebody started stepping into their powerful energy and demanding they be respected. Now we're moving on to the 5 to 7 year mark, and after that 10 years, and this is as far as we're doing right now. All right, we're at the 5th year now. I feel like some of you are not there yet, so that's okay, because the cards are taking a moment. The 3 of Cups. So this is interesting. I feel like at this point, you've already been established within the family. For some of you, you could be getting married at this point as well. This is 5 to 7 years. Or if you've already married, for those of you who are, because I did mention that at the beginning with the oracles, that some of you may have been together for a while but not have been married. I feel like you're having your wedding here, or you're celebrating something about your union or your family. And in some cases, this could be when you finally get married for some of you, if you've just been dating. Or if, sorry, like I said, if you're already married, this could be when you finally make things more official, like you finally have a home and you're having family gatherings there, like you're having Christmases and birthday parties, and people are starting to see you as an established, happy family. It's almost like it's giving me 10 of Wands, but because we have 10 of Cups, but because we have 3 of Cups here, it's like you're keeping it small. Your family might be small, or you're only allowing certain people into this dynamic, because I feel like you've had to let go of a lot of people who didn't agree with this relationship or with this connection, because that also came through in the oracles. There were a lot of naysayers, or people who just thought that it wouldn't work out, and I feel like you've had to cut some of those people. I also see you cutting certain friends that just were not, productive to this relationship, like maybe some of the friends you had that don't have kids and just don't understand, or friends that kind of fell through. I really feel like at this point, your family is smaller, or your group of friends is smaller, but you're happy and you love them and you know you can trust them. And there is something about a big celebration between the 5 to 7 year mark here. So like I said, I feel like it could be a wedding. It could be something big. Like you're definitely partying more. You're enjoying yourself. You and your person are also enjoying yourselves a lot more. You're enjoying each other. You might be having like vacations, or maybe like a delayed honeymoon here, if you're already married, of course. And then we're going up to the 10 year mark with this next card to see where you will be in 10 years. And of course, this is, the future is always fluctuating. Things can change, especially by this point, because here this is a lot closer to us than we think. But the far off future, if it's something you don't like, it can change. And if it's something you do like, it's something you can aim for. So for the 10 year mark, we have Temperance. I love this because this is balancing things out. But it's also, this is Sagittarius energy, by the way. But what it's giving me is being carefree and allowing both of you to grow within this connection. You're allowing yourselves to have, you finally reached a balance where you both know exactly what your roles are in this connection. Like, especially if you have a family, you know who has to do what and what, and who does this. Your work situation is also in balance. I feel like one of you might work and one of you might take care of the kids, if that's what's going on, or if you both work, you're able to make this balance out. But there's also a love here where, like, you know how to give and take within this connection. I feel like a lot of things, especially from this very first year, have been worked out, and it's due to somebody having transformed themselves through this connection. Whoever this Sovereign of Wands is, whoever identifies more with this, if it hadn't been for this particular energy, if it hadn't been for this transformation, I feel like nothing would have gotten accomplished, and you wouldn't be at this stage where you are, where you finally have a good give and take within this connection. It's a good back and forth. This is a lot of reciprocity. I'm being shown all the cards where we have balance, including the Justice card. And I like the Justice card because I think it just confirms that this could be a more solidified marriage in one way or another. And we are going to look at the back of the deck with Seven of Cups. So I like this because this is options. And I feel like because you're both at a place where you can trust each other, where you can have a great back and forth, you're able to look at the options you have in life. So whether that's going on to a new career or moving to a new place, or the option to take vacations and travel the world, or do whatever it is with the family here, I really do feel like it frees this up for you, that you know your person will have your back, that you can trust them, and vice versa. So therefore you're able to accomplish a lot more, including going after your dreams, because the Seven of Cups here, it does make me think of going after the things you want in life. Like each cup is a wish or a dream or a goal, and you're able to start taking them on one by one. Underneath that, the Hierophant. Yeah, I feel like you've learned and grown a lot within this connection, or you will. And I'm just really loving this energy of how each of you has brought something to the table. One of you is more stable and can be trusted, and the other person provides this fire, this drive to better the family as a unit. But I am truly, truly loving this energy for you, pile one. But let's move on to your closing cards. Some advice, maybe. I'm going to start with the I Am So Totally Into You deck. And this is going to be like an overall theme for your relationship here. Or like a key moment, something that really shaped this connection. Okay. My most brilliant achievement was my ability to able to persuade my wife to marry me. Winston Churchill. Yeah, I feel like this always gives me the energy of people who have been together for a while and then they do end up getting married, because there was a persuasion here. There was like having to talk about it for a while. Or it's also giving me like, yeah, like marriage was always an option, but it wasn't the first thing you guys did. So when it finally happened, it made it feel like more of an achievement, like more of a success to whoever proposed or whoever wanted this marriage here. So I do see marriage in the future at some point, even if just to make things official or to make it, you know, legal in the government's eyes, or for benefits or something. It's going to be for practical reasons, but like at heart, you've always been married. And then we have some Cupid Says oracle cards. These are going to be messages from your person, their higher self, or the universe to this connection. Just take it how it resonates. And I'm hearing 5 for you. Okay. I think a lot about us, or I think about us a lot. I've lost faith. This is giving me that 9 of Swords energy, where at one point the faith was lost, or like it was just, you didn't think it would work out. I really feel like either you, your person, or actually, no, not your person. Your person always knew this would work out. I think it's you, pile one. But I think you, or like some other people who've been trying to like color your perception of this, thought it wouldn't work out. Let's go on an adventure. You will end up traveling at some point, or maybe you already have, but there's definitely that energy of like 2 people who want to travel the world, or travel. You want to go places. I want you. Yeah, I feel like they've always wanted you, or you've always wanted them as well. You've both wanted this connection. And one more card. That's the one. So when you first met, and this might be your person more than you, because I'm getting a lot of love and commitment from them. They knew you were the one. They saw you and they're like, yep, that's my guy, that's my girl, that's who I'm gonna end up with. It's very cute. I feel like they decided from literally that first year you two were together, and maybe that's why that King of Pentacles came through so strongly, because even if they're not an earth sign, even if they don't have earth in their chart, there was something about them that made them want to step up and provide for you and for this connection and prove that there was something worthy and long-lasting here. But this is all I have for you today, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Let me know if any of this resonated, or if you want to claim any of it, especially depending on where you are in years within this connection. You know, just let me know if any of that resonated. But if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose this selenite palmstone, then we have a reading here for you today about how this connection will progress. We're going to do this A and B style, where the oracles will be a vibe check of who you and your person are. We're also going to use these specific tarot cards that I pre-selected so that we can see exactly where it is that you are, and how the connection will progress. And then the tarot will give us an insight into how things will go along. I'm not going to go too far into the future because there's only so far you can look into. And after that, it becomes a little bit too... the situation's always in flux, and you can always, of course, change the future depending on what choices you make. We do always have free will. But let's start with the oracles for you and your person. They're over here. We're going to do some connecting cards. We have Lizard, regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. We have courage. We also have Father Christmas. This is from a Yule Christmas type of deck. How did I get here? Lost perhaps? No worries at all. Gather yourself and clear the frost, for the good still lives in you, dear. So I feel like this connection has gone through quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly how long you've been together, because I am going to look at like certain points, like certain time frames within the connection. But I do get the feeling that you've been through a lot. I feel like there's a connection where you came together and have definitely changed. Either you, when you met each other, you had just gone through some kind of transformation, or within this connection itself, you definitely changed to the point where you're no longer the same people you were when you first met. I am intending person A to be you, Pile 2, and person B to be your person, but if you want to switch it around, you can. So person A, this is you. Integrate your knowing with 9. We have Wiccan, self-control, never heard of it. We have cleanse. And Moon, take note of intuitive messages. Yeah, so you are definitely very, very, very psychic person A, or Pile 2. I'm being told to go ahead and put down person B as well. Okay. Unstick the stuck. Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. Frustration. And we have Wolverine and Black Widow, which they both came out in Pile 1. So I'm not sure if that was calling out to you as well. But I'm getting something different from them here. But, geez, you two have gone through quite a bit, both with each other and as individuals. And I feel like this is part of what really drove you to be together. Because there's a sense here that you both don't back down from a fight or from a challenge. There is a sense here that you both have gone through quite a, I want to say a rough childhood, or at the very least a very chaotic one. I feel like you both have a very similar upbringing. Specifically when it comes to the kinds of parents you've had, I feel like you had very similar parents, therefore you kind of turned out to have the exact same blueprints of the kind of people you are. It's almost like you both handle people and view people very similarly. And I feel like you both have also gained If it's not intuition, then it's definitely like a manner in which you handle people, because there is a lack of trust for others, except when it comes to yourselves. I feel like when you first met each other, there may have been some kind of hesitation. It was like, I'm seeing magnets, so you could be like opposites attracting here. But then you find out about your background and how you grew up, and it's like, oh, wait, we're actually the same. So it's like you think you're opposites, but you're actually the same. And that kind of, yeah, I'm being shown magnets that repel each other. If you put this exact same sides, they go like this. But if it's opposites, it's like that. I feel like depending on what mood you're in, or what phase of your, especially with this moon here, what phase of your cycle, if you go by that, or what phase of the moon, you may either really, really get on well together or just be absolute enemies. But I feel like you like that dynamic. I feel like you don't mind that intensity. It is giving me like Scorpio vibes, but also a little bit of Leo for the drama effect that it has. But let's start with you, pile two. And lizards, at least I was always told that they're a fire type animal because you see them in the desert. So yeah, as well as courage. Courage is actually giving me the strength card here. Well, let's start with you, pile two, person A. So I feel like you're actually really smart, but I'm getting either really smart or really intuitive, but that kind of having that kind of ability, having that kind of mindset kind of bores you very easily. I'm being shown with the self-control, never heard of it. Like, you can be a little bit reckless because you feel that you can afford it somehow. Or you just get, like I said, I feel like you get bored easily. Integrate your knowing lets me know that yes, you do have intuitive knowing, but you could also just be, like I said, a very smart person. And sometimes smart people don't come off as smart because they can be pretty reckless, again, because of that intellectual boredom. Or there is like no intellectual um, ability within anybody they know, so they kind of just do dumb things because, again, they're just very bored, and they kind of know that they'll come out unscathed because they have the knowledge and know-how of how to deal with whatever problems they may bring onto themselves. With cleanse, I do get the feeling that this is kind of more of your past. This may have been more during your either, I'm feeling adolescence and maybe early 20s if you're not past that. With moon, take note of your intuitive messages. I feel like at some point you finally learned how to tame that wild side of yours, or that rebellious streak, because I feel that rebellious era in your life was very intense. I feel like some people thought you couldn't make it, or they would say negative things about you, but the truth is, it's like you just didn't care. I'm not sure what exactly went on in your childhood, but I feel like that fueled a lot of it. Like, you were just so desperate to get out of a certain situation that you kind of just didn't care what you got yourself into. You knew you would be fine once you became an adult, or once you had more agency over your life, or once you were able to um, just get out of the situation you were in. But I feel like that fight or flight instinct, that warrior instinct that you kind of created within that time frame, never really left you, and so you've brought this with you into your career or into your persona, because I'm seeing somebody who might have like either a social media following, or some kind of like a YouTube channel. I don't know, I feel like this person could easily be a really good face of something. Like, they would have a very good public image, mostly because they've been through so much. It's kind of like an old soul, but like an old weary soul. It's very interesting energy that I'm seeing here, because this is somebody who's very smart, somebody who has both intuition and intellect on their side, or intelligence as well, because I've always considered intuition and intelligence to be the same thing. I feel like this person is definitely an embodiment of that. um, I'm not sure if this is you or your person, pile two, quite honestly. So take this how it resonates. I am seeing somebody who's a natural healer as well, because all of these have circles, like glowing circles. Even this little fox here, they've got like a glowing crown chakra. And then Wiccan's hands here are glowing. So I'm definitely seeing somebody who has very natural abilities to heal both themselves and others. But like I said, I feel like they had to kind of go through a very rough past here. With person B. Person B knows how to handle themselves as well. And it's quite different. I feel like they took a different path then. person A, because person B also has this, the frustration and unstick the stuck. Those two come from, again, having that rough childhood. They've had to deal with a lot of frustration, again, because they were not in control when they were younger, when they were teenagers. They've had to watch adults make very stupid decisions, and they had to deal with those consequences. It's like, and I've seen this, unfortunately. Sometimes a child knows that their parent is doing something really stupid, but they just have to watch and deal with it because they know that they can't do anything, that they are still a kid. But somehow at like 12 years old, they still know that whatever their parents are doing is wrong. It's that energy. So with Unstick the Stuck, they've had to learn literally how to handle chaos. They've had to learn how to deal with situations in which it's a lot of damage control. It's a lot of damage control that they've learned how to do. And I feel like a part of them is very grateful for it. Like they can see it now that all that rough childhood did was prepare them to be an even better adult than most people because they've had to live through it. With Water Guardian, this person is definitely very connected to their emotions. It wouldn't surprise me if they were somebody who is very in tune with their emotions. Like I feel like they're not afraid to cry, but they're also not afraid to sympathize with other people because they understand what it's like to have a rough life. But it's weird because it kind of doesn't seem to fit the rest of these cards, because we have Wolverine and Black Widow here, two very tough characters, two very aggressive characters as well. When I'm alone, I'm in great company. Look twice, sleep once. I feel like person B is very wary of whomever they trust. They're very wary of whoever it is that will come into their life because they know that anybody can leave them at any point or abandon them or go back on their word. These are two characters that are kind of known for being loners. Well, at least Wolverine is, but Black Widow, I can't remember if this was the movies. I can't remember where this is from. I think I want to say it is. She understands that people can turn on you in a moment. That's why she only has like one real friend, or why she wasn't afraid to play Loki in that one. Was it the first Avengers movie? Where she kind of let herself be vulnerable only just to get like something from him. So person B isn't afraid to play people if they need to. But I feel like they wouldn't want to, but they can. I feel like it's only very dire situations in which they turn to the shady abilities that they have learned how to do. Again, I'm saying they don't like to. I really feel like person B is a very sympathetic individual. Like they have a big heart, but they've been in an environment that hasn't allowed them to have a big heart. Otherwise, they would get crushed and hurt. Father Christmas is an interesting card here because I feel like this is the inner child. These are the hopes and dreams of children. It's like, you know, like the Santa Claus myth. I feel like every child gets told it at some point, and whether they believe it or not is up to them, because people can tell them that it's true or false, but it's up to the child to believe this, believe it or not. I feel, and I'm saying this as somebody who was told constantly as a kid that Santa Claus wasn't real. I chose to believe it. I still kind of do, because what I was holding on to wasn't the fact that there was an actual magical man coming into my house and leaving me gifts. It was faith that I was holding on to. And I feel like at the end of the day, both of these, if they're very honest with themselves, have never lost faith that there is good in the world. It's just that the circumstances and the reality of their lives have made them turn very, very cold, very harsh. And because I'm being shown two cactuses who want to hug each other. I guess that makes sense because we have a lizard here. But with courage, again, both very brave. I think the courage that this wants to talk about is the courage to trust each other. I feel like this connection is very new, or if it isn't, there's parts of each other that you both still don't know. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they both have a hard time trusting each other from time to time. And I feel like they've even spoken about this. Like, they don't take it personally. They understand what it's like to have to question somebody who's supposed to be close to you, who's supposed to love you, because they've had to grow up with that kind of energy, unfortunately, again, with the parents who just couldn't either handle them, keep up with them, or know how to deal with their own stuff. So, of course, their kids had to take care of them. It wouldn't surprise me, especially person B, if person B had to be the one who grew up a lot faster just so they can take care of whatever was going on with their parents, as to where person A just kind of ran away from it all. Person A, again, very smart, very self-reliant. They just ran away from it all and didn't want to deal with whatever their parents had to do. It wouldn't surprise me if they were both estranged from their parents as well. I feel like that's why Father Christmas is coming in as well, father specifically. They might both have issues with their father figures, more more likely than not, though it could also be the mother figure. It's definitely a very patriarchal image that is coming through, that they both have a hard time reconciling their emotions with. But let's look at the tarot to see. It's going to give us some insight into the actual connection. We have the Page of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. This is giving me two people who know each other, who have not known each other too long, but they may have felt that they have, again, because of a very similar history, a very similar upbringing, and similar ways of viewing the world. They just go about it very differently, one with more compassion than the other, for sure. The Seven of Pentacles makes me think that they are both willing to work for something if they know they will both get what they want, if they both will get this fulfilling connection that they are both seeking. I am seeing two people who, there is a healing energy here because they are both very natural healers. They heal each other without realizing it. It's kind of like one of those things where if you don't think about it, it happens. But when you think about it, you kind of choke up and suddenly you realize you're doing it and then you stop doing it. That's the energy I'm being given when it comes to how you heal each other. When you don't try is when it happens. But when you do try, it's like you both are too aware of what you're doing and you back away from each other. I think it's called is it the porcupine theory or the hedgehog theory? Where, yeah, they want to get close to each other, but they don't want to hurt each other with the spininess. This is very interesting energy. I was not expecting this to come through, but like I said, they are both very, very similar. They just go about doing things very differently. I do feel like one is more willing to give up this armor, this overly distrustful energy, while the other one is quick to go back into it if they need to. Not because they want to, but because it's almost like second nature to them. The courage we have here, I really love that the courage is coming through. It's like they have the strength and the willingness to make this work. I'm having a hard time saying love here, so I'm wondering if that's something that hasn't really been spoken about. But again, it could be a very new connection, so I guess there's no room for that currently. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. Yeah, you are both survivors for sure, but you shouldn't always have to be in survival mode. And I'm wondering if this is what you were looking for, somebody where you know you can trust them and you don't have to constantly be watching your back or questioning whether this person truly cares about you or not. But I feel like that's a lot deeper than the tarot reading can tell you, you know. But let's try with some the tarot. I'm going to do the tarot portion differently. I'm going to go by like a certain marker of year. So like my first card will be the meeting when you first got together. The second one will be like up to year 1, and then years 2 to 3, and then 4 to 7, I think, and then up to 10. I'm only doing up to 10, especially because the last 2 cards, if you haven't reached that point yet, can vary and change. This will all depend on how long you've been together, so just take this as it resonates. At least I'm hoping that makes sense. But let's get our cards here for my pile 2. That's a heart chakra healing for sure. That's either what's happening or what is going to happen with you two. Like I said, when you don't try is when the healing takes place. So for my pile 2, give me a card for their first encounter or when they first got together. I'm being told it's going to be a first encounter card. So we have the Two of Wands. So this is planning. I'm getting the feeling that you both had known each other for some time, and it took a while to get the both of you together, and I'm not sure why, because I'm getting the Two of Wands, two people who, if you were each holding a wand, you each wanted to start something. That would be like 2 aces of wands coming through, but it took some time and some planning. I feel like you both may have had schedules that either didn't align, or maybe one person was in a connection and then as soon as that person got out, the other person got into a connection. But I'm definitely getting the feeling that you both have known about each other for some time, either like as friends, co-workers, maybe neighbors. But there's definitely a feeling here that it took a while for you to finally get together. I'm going to get a clarifier for this because I'm just being shown. Maybe some of you aren't together yet. Maybe you're wondering whether you should take this on. But let's get another card for this. We have the Eight of... Yeah, this is trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out how to approach this person. There was some nervousness. And if not nervousness, I feel like in the Rider-Waite, this is the person with the blindfold being surrounded by the swords. One or the both of you were not seeing something about the potential of this connection, or were blinding yourselves to something about this. I feel like, again, there was like, I don't want to say it was a fear. It was an apprehension for sure, but it's like, how do I approach this person? Let's go into year 1 to see what we got. We have the Sovereign of Globes. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This is nurturing through financial security as well as good health. So I feel like something very practical brought you two together. I am seeing two people who may have started off as roommates, believe it or not. Take that if it resonates, or as neighbors. Again, I feel like some of you could have met at work, and within 1 year, there was definitely a feeling that you got used to seeing each other regularly. You got used to each other's energy. Again, on a very practical level, this could also be the gym. You just frequented each other physically, your energies, and you just found something very, very comfortable about this situation, because the Queen of Pentacles is comfort. It's like being at home. It's like being, you know, in a place that you're very used to. This would be your energies, though. You felt very comfortable with each other within that first year, and I feel like it progressed very naturally. I'm not seeing like a date or even like a dating phase. It's more like you just came into each other's lives. Like I said, I feel like you could have moved in very quickly. You could have become roommates or neighbors, and you just saw each other every day, so it progressed very slowly. I feel like you're still not even considered dating at this point in time. It could be a situationship. You could have gotten into something physical. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but there is a little rabbit here, so I don't know, that's an indication of being fertile with each other, which doesn't necessarily mean that you have kids or anything, but it is giving me the idea that that could have been an option, or something that happens. If this hasn't happened yet, because I feel like for some of you this isn't the case, this is the case that you haven't gotten together yet, do take that into account. Especially because there is this big barrier of distrust toward people in general. It's going to take some time. So let's move on to years. This is year 1, 2 to 4, I'm being told. We have the Eight of Globes. This is the Eight of Pentacles. There is a willingness here to work towards this connection. Again, it's very practical. I'm not seeing too much of like... These are two people who work well together and are willing to put the effort into this connection. I was shown that in the oracles as well. The willingness to put in the effort. We have the Seven of Pentacles there. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. But it's kind of like... I feel like you two are either very private, or you just focus a lot on the things that you get accomplished within the home or within your space, because not much is coming through. Let me clarify this card just because I want to see what exactly it is that they're working toward. Five of Globes. Okay, financial security. Yeah, I feel like you're both just working to get things done. You're also just very willing to build a nest, to create a home, to get things off the ground when it comes to having your own place perhaps, or when there's something about commitment coming here as well. It's like questioning whether commitment is going to come in, or whether it's just something you have to work more towards. This is up to year 4. Let's go on to years 5 through 7. We have the Four of Daggers. Okay, so at this point, you're finally able to rest. You're finally able to take a break from whatever it is that you've been working on. I feel like during this moment, you could either just be very content in this connection. Because we do have the Four of Swords and in the Rider-Waite, this is when somebody is like taking... They look like they're sleeping. essentially. I'm wondering if this is a point where you are either not together or where you're taking a break from each other. Or whatever had been going on, you're finally at a peaceful moment in life where you know you can just relax for the moment. I feel like this is when the trust starts coming in. This is year 5 to 7. Somebody could also, I'm seeing somebody in a hospital, so maybe somebody had to have some kind of medical leave or a medical stay, hospital stay. So I'm wondering if that's part of the reason there's like a bit of rest, a moment's rest here. And on to years 8 through 10. I'm only going up to 10 years. We have the 7 of Cups with options. So at this point, at the 7 to 10 year mark, it's when you start realizing whether this person is worth pursuing or worth staying with or not, whether it's worth pursuing that long-term commitment. Because I am getting the feeling here that you are both have options, and whatever happened in the years, what was this, 5 through 7, kind of brought to attention something about this connection that you just realized was, I'm not saying that it wasn't going to work, but it's like, is it worth the trouble that I'm putting forth? Is it worth all the effort that I'm putting into this connection, knowing that they will never truly, that there will always be a certain distrust, or that will always stay in this energy of what we grew up around? Because yes, it's very comfortable to be around somebody who also went through the same things that you went through, but at the same time, do you want to deal with the same trauma within yourself that the other person has? Because I am getting a bit of like, it's not codependency, but it feels like it, again, because you both have this same energy here, that same upbringing. I am going to clarify this card, the 7 of Cups. We have the Anchor. Oh, this is very interesting. I am going to look this up because I forget what this is, what card this is. I want to say it's the Emperor. And this is the Threads of Fate tarot deck. What's it called? The Imperial Mini Tarot. So the Anchor is making me think of finding a reason to stay. Yeah, this is the Emperor. Structure, stability, leadership. The Anchor represents structure. This card holds the energies of the sky, the mind, and the sacred dynamic forces, while the Pillar holds the more creative and intuitive realms. The Anchor holds the structured realms. One thing about this connection is that it's very much a 3D connection, in that there are emotions here for sure, and there's definitely something spiritual. I feel like you both have good intuition, and you both are healers. But something about this connection keeps you very grounded to the earth. It makes you live in the 3D a lot. But I feel like this is something you don't mind, because you understood that you came to the earth to heal earthly matters, essentially. I do feel like you do find structure and stability, or you seek it elsewhere. By year 10, the structure and stability that you've been looking for, pile 2, this is specifically you, not necessarily your person, regardless of which which person you identified with. This is going to be you looking for stability. So if by the 7th to 10th year you don't have it, you will look elsewhere. But I feel, like I said, this is projecting towards the future. So since you know this is what's coming up, especially here towards years 2 to 4, there's something about the financial well-being, and as well as the structure, the stability that is within that connection. If you're on this year currently, do focus on that. Take that time to reassess, because what's coming forward is a bit of a rest, which I'm not seeing that as stagnancy, but it can be. It could also just be peaceful time, or maybe you're focusing on other things and not necessarily each other. But you will eventually let each other go if there is not stability, because I feel like this is what you are both looking for. Not just financial and not just physical, but I feel like emotional as well. Do you feel safe emotionally around this person, or are you still in that energy of distrust that you have had to keep close to you, like a second, I'm being told, a second dead heart? Oh my gosh, pile 2. I'm sending you and your person so much love. I really am. And so much healing. You both heal each other, I can tell. But sometimes it's one of those things where like they're either here for a reason or a season. And maybe both. But let's move on to your closing advice. Because there's so many globes, I really do feel like the physical aspect is what's more important here. Specifically when it comes to taking care of, like I said, your finances and where you live. I'm hearing, I feel like you might move a lot, or you might go from apartment to apartment quite a bit. But we have some Cupid Says oracle cards. These are going to be messages from your person. But before that, what other... Here we go. The I Am So Totally Into You deck as well. Let's start with that one. So let's get a card from the I Am So Totally Into You deck for you and your person to better reflect the nature of this connection. To be fully seen by somebody, then, and to be loved anyhow. This is a human offering that can border on the miraculous, by Elizabeth Gilbert. And I feel like this truly fits them. I feel like regardless of whether there is trust in this connection or in this connection or not, or whether you feel like you can, there is definitely a feeling of unconditional love between you and your person. And I think that's what gets you the most. I feel like either the both of you, or at the very least you, pile 2, have never felt this kind of love for somebody where you just understood them and you saw their flaws and you saw how they maybe they've had trouble with their footing in life, or maybe you've seen them mess up, but regardless, there is an unconditional love. To be fully seen by somebody then, and to be loved anyhow. This is a human offering that can border on the miraculous. And I feel like even if you do end up parting ways in the future, I feel like they're going to appreciate this at some point. It's truly beautiful and almost a little tragic, because I feel like nobody has ever seen them the way you have. At the very least, nobody that they've ever wanted to see them that way. We are going to get some Cupid Says cards, because you really do fully see them. And I feel like they fully see you too, or at the very least understand you to some extent. But it's just that stability. It's that willingness to create a home, to have structure, to have your anchor, really. Will they own up to be your anchor, or will you have to be your own anchor, is what I'm hearing. So this is going to be messages from their higher self, maybe your higher self as well. We have I Want You. We have I Trust You, which is interesting because we kept going on and on about trust. I feel like you for sure trust your person. It may be them who has a hard time trusting anybody else, including you, and maybe that's what hurts the most. Or even trusting what they will do within this connection. We have Try and Try Again. I feel like there might be some on and off energy within this connection. That wouldn't surprise me, because I was getting that from what was that fourth card, the Four of Swords card that came through. So maybe you take breaks from each other from time to time, and at some point you just have to let it go. Okay, this one stayed. Cuddles, please. Yeah, I feel like I said, the physical aspect of this connection, and of course that could also be the physical intimacy, I feel is the biggest thing about this. I feel like that may have been what brought you together, or that's where you can be your most vulnerable. One more card. Not If I Can Help It. I feel like you try really hard in this connection to make it work, to make it, I feel like, yeah, you keep trying so hard to make it work. You both do, or maybe you more so than your person, especially if you're here, you care enough to see how this will go on, right? So there's a feeling here that try, because of this unconditional love that you may have never seen or felt anywhere, either for somebody or like just within this connection, especially from your person, because I feel like they have a very soft and sweet spot for you. Let's get back to the deck energy. Take the road less trodden. Yeah, I feel like you're just... Why am I being shown a Western and two people riding off into the sunset? I feel like you both just feel like two outlaws that are meant to like be together, but for however long it is up to you. I feel like you have this kind of, yeah, you have this adventurous streak. You don't see it as adventurous because to you it's just everyday life, but it's like at some point you kind of just want to settle down and have a family. If that's even something if that's even something you could have with this person. I don't see them doing that, but, and maybe this is part of the reason you clicked on this video, is to see if they would, but it would take a lot. It would take a lot for them to settle down, or at the very least, up to 10 years if you were willing to stick it out that much. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 2, sending you and your person so much love. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the flower agate and the Pulp Girls Tarot, then we have a reading here for you today about you and your person and how this connection will go along. We're going to look at the oracles to get a vibe check about you and your person. We're going to do that person A and B style. And then we're going to look at these tarot cards to see how it will progress, or to get a good view of this relationship itself. And then we're going to do another tarot section, and we're going to go by the years to see what exactly will be the theme or what will happen within these years. I am getting a song for you, which is funny because I wasn't really getting a song for the other 2 piles, but I'm getting Ariana Grande's Into You. So somebody's really into somebody here. Yeah. Let's start with the oracles to see what we got going on for you and your person. There's something very flirtatious about this, something very cute that's already popping up. Oracles are here. So, connecting cards, we have Lynx, Keeper of Secrets. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. This is somebody who can see through you. You can see through each other. I feel like you definitely have a very intuitive or a very psychic way of communicating here. I wasn't sure what I was trying to say, but there's definitely a psychic link here between you and your person. We have Dove Medicine. Thy wings are thick and strong, I see, for they have battled the most unforgiving winds. Be proud, be free, my child. Go on, soar like never be. This is giving me a healing energy between the both of you. I feel like you come together to heal wounds within each other, whether you realize that or not. We also have security. I love this. There's something very this is a primitive looking card because you can see, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's like a mammoth and the hunters. I'm assuming this is within a cave. And what this is giving me is the energy of like a past life connection. Like you may have been together in a previous, I'm so sorry for this loud car. The energy it's giving me is that of 2 people who have lived past lives together, and maybe a past life has been much more primitive than the current one. It's almost like you didn't have the structure and the struggles of today that you did in that past life. So having to see each other now, it's like, what do we do? Or how do we go about this? And maybe you've spoken about this to each other. We have Miss Marvel. I am part of something bigger for person A. I am intending person A to be you, pile 3, but if you resonate more with person B, you can do that as well. We have Comfort. Collaboration of Souls with number 6. This would be the Lover's card, I think, in this Oracle deck. We have Guardian Angel, you are not alone. There's something very sweet and innocent about person A. Person A believes in guardian angels for sure. With Miss Marvel, I am part of something bigger. They definitely feel, or they may actually do something bigger for society. Like, this is not somebody who thinks only of themselves. They think of others as well. Like, this would be somebody who cares about their impact on the planet. This would be somebody who does something so that everybody else can live a better tomorrow, a better future. With Comfort, I really do feel like person A does bring a sense of comfort. But let's get person B down here as well. I want to keep this in shot. Let's keep it there. Prosperity Sisters are happiness and joy. Ooh, we have Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. I've been getting Shapeshifter in my readings a lot. So I don't know who's like watching my videos who has somebody who it's got this Gemini Pisces energy where they can adapt and change, or Libra. It's like either a combination of those 3 or one of those 3. We have Rejection. And they got 2 Marvel cards. We have Scarlet Witch, Explore Beyond the Veil, and Thor, Be Sure of Foot and Steady of Heart. 2 very interesting characters because they're not similar at all. The only thing I could see them being very similar in is power. Person B has a lot of power. With rejection here, they're afraid of rejection. So I think they take rejection very harshly, or have been rejected in the past, and it's made them have to learn how to be a shapeshifter. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. So person B, and I'm channeling this like very quickly. I don't even have to think about it. By the way, so I'm sorry if it gets a little confusing. It's coming in quickly, but like I said, person B has had rejection in their past, and that shaped them to be the person they are now. It's made them have to be a shapeshifter because they're the kind of person who wants to be accepted at all costs. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm just saying that person B has this energy where they can be the bad guy or the good guy. And I feel like that comes through with Scarlet Witch because she, in the Avengers, she was part of one of the good guys. Well, no, she starts off as one of the bad guys, ends up being with the good guys, and I think currently is still considered one of the bad guys. But the truth is, she's just switching around to suit her own needs, whatever that may be. And I'm not seeing this as a good or a bad thing. She's still very much a protagonist, and I can tell that she's very powerful. But this person does something very similar, where they're constantly having to shift to be whatever it is that they need to be in order to get ahead, to be accepted, or to win, or to just be... I'm not sure. I feel like accepted is the most prominent thing they want to be, but at the same time it's like I don't know if they like themselves this way. Like they never stop to consider whether they like something about themselves because they're too busy trying to be different things to different people. Prosperity sisters are happiness and joy. I feel like they may be somebody who doesn't quite understand this because we have happiness and joy. This may be something they lack or something that they can't truly get a grasp on because they want to be prosperous, they want to succeed, but they don't seem to understand that you need to be happy as well in order to get this. You have to be in a place where you love yourself and accept yourself. With Thor, be sure of foot and steady of heart. This is giving me in the Avengers series where I forget which movie it was where we see Thor and he's just let himself go because he defeated, or he thinks he defeated Thanos, and then you see him go from this amazing literal god to this guy who's just in a house with his roommates playing video games, drinking, and not really caring about anything in the world. So I feel like person B shifts from one thing to another rather quickly. And you can never tell what side you're going to see of them. I feel like they're also very emotional, but they will never attribute this to their emotions. They will deny it, even though you know for a fact that that's what that has to do. It's like, for example, when they're in a relationship with somebody they love and it's, you know, everything's new and wonderful and happy, they're like the most beautiful person you've ever seen. They're feeling well, they're talking to everybody, they're just in a great mood. But then the next day or like the next week, they broke up with them and suddenly they just hate everybody. They don't want to do anything. It's really cute energy. I'm not going to lie. Like this is very much like a Pisces or a Gemini. Like you never know what side of them you're going to see because they actually wear their emotions on their sleeves. But like, or at the very least, yeah, you just never know what you're going to get from them. I'm not sure if they do wear their emotion on their sleeves because that might be something that people don't want to see with the shapeshifter card. But yeah, they're terrified of rejection. They're terrified of it. And I'm not sure what happened to person B to have to be this way, but they'll be whatever they need to be to not be rejected. But person A is the sweetest person ever. So I really love that these two people are together, especially with this card. This is number 6. So this is supposed to be the lover's card here. I feel like person A is actually everything person B has ever wanted. Somebody who wants to tell them they are not alone. So yes, person A does believe in guardian angels, but person A is like a guardian angel to person B in general. I feel like person B just adores everything person A is because person A cares about everybody else as well. They care about, this is giving me, so it's giving me like a motherly energy or like a teacher energy where they're just very accepting of person B. If person B was like a child or a student, it's like, I feel like person A really brings person B up. Like they're always there to reassure them that, hey, I love you no matter what. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what side of you I'm seeing. I just want you to know that you are loved and that you have a safe space with me. Because person A with I am a part of something bigger, this could be part of like their life purpose or their career or their field, where it's their job to make people feel comfortable with them, to make them feel like they're accepted, to make them feel like they are loved. Love is coming through so strongly in this connection, mostly from person A, but they definitely like to build person B up. It's like they want to be the person that they confide in, even if nobody else will, even if person B won't confide in anybody else. There are some disruptions in this connection, because it's like 1 minute I'm channeling everything very well, and then there's like a bit of a, I don't know, there's like some kind of interference or interruption. I'm wondering if they're currently being interrupted by other energies that are trying to come between them. But yeah, person A is somebody who cares a lot. I feel like no matter what, they will never reject person B. Or if they have in the past, they might explain to person B, hey, I did this because of this. I feel like person A is always asking person B to be very honest with them. And they'll do it very bluntly, because I do get the feeling that person A is somebody, I mean, look at how Miss Marvel here is just staring you in the face, being very honest so you can see her. Like, she'll be very upfront. And then we have person B, who I identify more with this card. You just never know what side you're going to get. Are you going to get this darker side with the animalistic eye? Are you going to get the human side? Are you going to get the eagle, the wolf? It's like person A is a lot more blunt and honest. And I'm not saying they only have one side, but you typically tend to see one more side to them than anything. Okay, I'm being told, I'm getting a lot about person B. I'm sorry if you identify more with person A, but person A is just a sweet soul. They're so loving, and they truly believe in lifting people up. But person B's got a lot going on here, because I'm being told that this is supposed to be feminine and masculine energies, which would make sense. I feel like the feminine energy of person B is more like Scarlet Witch, where they kind of have to do whatever it takes to feel powerful, be in control. And then their masculine side is something that is very it's a lot stronger. It comes through more apparently, and it might be something they focus on more, because Thor is definitely, well, they're both strong to me. I can't consider one stronger than the other, but it's a little bit more obvious than the Scarlet Witch side. Let's look at the tarot cards, because I'm very curious. I almost didn't have this pile. I had picked out like 3 cards for the opening picture, the selecting picture. And then I forgot to add this, so there's something about this connection that almost didn't happen. But let's look at the cards. We have the Hermit with isolation. Oh, that's cute. It says 1% up here. No, that's not. That's a 9 in Roman numerals, but it looks like a 1%, which what I'm getting, I'll explain in a minute. We have the 5 of Swords, win some, lose some. We also have the World. And the Moon. I'm not surprised the Moon came through, because there is something very subconscious about this connection. I feel like, yes, person A is always the one who has to build up person B, but person B, because they're so used to rejection, might reject aspects of person A, because person A is just so loving. And if person B is not ready for the kind of love that person A has to provide, then there might be nothing here. Because with the Hermit, I'm seeing 2 people who are alone, or a connection that, again, just doesn't, it takes a while for this connection to come through. Or they both might have to be in an energy where they're willing to open up to each other. And I feel like it's not when they first meet each other, for sure. With the 5 of Swords, win some, lose some. It's progress, but it's like, it takes a moment to get to know this person. It takes more than a few moments, because I am getting a sense of frustration, but it's not frustration. It's more like, okay, this is something we're going to have to work on. I might have to be a little, like, one person might have to be a certain way, but they gain this out of it. It's not deception. It's like, yeah, win some, lose some. You might have to lose like maybe one of these masks, or have to let your guard down, or somebody might have to lose their patience to finally just tell them like, hey, this is what's going on. But with the World here, I really do feel, and the Moon, this connection was brought so that they could both close out a cycle of their life, or feel some sort of completion with each other. Not saying that they'll be with each other, But the world does give a good indication that if they were to be endgame, it would actually be something that worked really well. With the moon, though, there's a lot of subconscious stuff that we have to deal with. A lot of healing that has to be done. Because we do have the Keeper of Secrets here, I feel like it goes perfectly with the moon. There are a lot of secret things between them. I feel like person B does open up to person A. Person B tells person A a lot of things that they typically don't tell other people, or they find themselves being very open with them, or being very like they're not aware how open they're being with them until it's too late. It's like, oh, I didn't mean to tell you all that. But there's definitely a sense of comfort here, because person A brings this energy of being this wonderful friend. I feel like they really do start off as friends first, because like I said, it takes a moment for them to get together with the Hermit energy. And with this healing, I feel like person A is very aware that person B has to heal if any of this is to go through. Because person A is somebody who not only heals themselves, but they heal others. And I doubt they would ever stoop down to the level of having to settle for crumbs. So they're not going to settle for crumbs. They're going to wait till this whole cake is baked and then have it. If they were to wait around for person B. Because I mean, look at her. She's not going to wait around. She's got some sass. I feel like person A is very sassy regardless. There is like a very cheeky energy to this entire connection, regardless of the stuff that's going on with person B here. The moon would be Pisces, the world. I don't think they have a sign. And the Hermit is Virgo. So this could be an opposites attract, where there's like a Virgo and Pisces here, or any of the opposite signs, or I think they're called sister signs or something like that. But yeah, this is very interesting. I really love, it's like when you see two people that you kind of know are made for each other, you kind of hope they get together because you know they will complement each other. Because what person B has to offer person A is somebody who's willing to fight for them through thick and thin. It's like, tell me who I gotta fight, I'll fight them. I don't care if it's good or bad. It's somebody who is very loyal once they get over this whole feeling of fearing rejection, truly. Keeper of Secrets. I really like this as well. They might have cats. You guys might have cats. And yeah, like I said, security. They bring the sense of protection and security within this connection to person A, which person A might have. It's weird. I feel like person A definitely delivers this to other people, but they have a hard time finding it within themselves. For whatever reason that may be. But let's move on to the tarot. So we're going to do this in years. The first card is going to be the first meeting, or when you get together. And then the first card is going to be the first year. Second is going to be 2 years up to, I'm hearing 5 this time. And then year 6 to year 8. And then the last 2 years. I'm only doing up to 10. Because I can't look any further than that. Especially when we get to the last 2 cards. These are cards that can be changeable. So whatever you see there, you can... due to free will and projection and manifestation, you can change any of those outcomes. So pile 3 and their person. So first connection, first meeting, I'm being told. Okay, 6 of Wands, victory. So when you first meet each other, you hype each other up. You get along really well. I feel like this is one of those, wow, this is a pretty cool person. Because I really am seeing 2 people who kind of admire each other. Or it could be the case that you could have been put like on some kind of team and you won something and you thought, we make a pretty good team. I definitely feel a sense of being impressed by one or the other. There's a really great energy when you first meet. This is the first meeting, I'm being told, not when you get together. Year 1 of knowing this person, I'm being told, because I don't feel like you're going to get together right away. I feel like some of you may not even be together right now, which is okay. I got that in another pile as well. But we got the 10 of Cups. Wow. There's this emotional satisfaction with this person. Within the first year of knowing them, you kind of know that you make each other happy. And you might be really good friends at this point. But there's definitely a feeling here that I could start a family with this person. We could create something beautiful here. Because we each bring something to the table that makes us feel emotionally secure. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's go on to years 2 to 6. Okay. So years 2 to 6, what's going on for my pile 3? 5 of Wands. I'm being told to clarify it. This is a struggle. Well, not a struggle. It's a fight. You got a lot going on. Why is there a tower? It's being told one more. Okay. So I don't know what's going on. Years 2 to 6, but you got a lot going on. This is Athena. I'm not sure who this is, but we have the 5 of Wands and the Tower. So when you do get together, it's going to come out of nowhere. It might be the case that you both are, I'm sorry, these vehicles are so loud. I can feel that to my feet. Okay, so I am getting the feeling that you two may have started off as something that was not intended to be a connection with the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. I feel like you were kind of just messing around at first. That's what I'm being told. Messing around. You could have been flirting. You could have just been hanging out. I feel like there was nothing committal here. This was intended to be not quite a situationship because, like I said, there is a friendship here. I feel like you definitely do mean something to one another. But there's a feeling here that with the 9 of Wands, somebody was trying to fight something. I feel like this could be outside forces trying to tell you like, hey, don't get with this person. Or, hey, there could be something coming up. But then the Tower happens and it's like, well, what's done is done. We're together. This is years 2 to 6, so it's very interesting because, like I said, we have like nothing but happy cards, and then it starts to get serious, and people are like freaking out, or you both are freaking out. It's like you caught feelings. That's what the Tower card is. It's catching feelings after having fooled around for like quite a few years on and off. Let's move on to years 7. Just year 7? Okay. 7 to 9, I'm being told. This could also be an inner struggle, by the way. Yeah, I think I already said that. An inner struggle. You're trying to fight the feelings of this connection, or even this connection being a connection for some reason. We have the Pillar, which is the Empress. Year 7. I'm being told somebody might get pregnant year 7 of having known this person. But also somebody stepping into this Empress energy of being loving, unconditional. I feel like it's probably person A more than anything because person A was giving me strong Empress vibes. But there's definitely stepping into power here, into the feminine power energy, where either this person can level up and be with them, or they can get out. I feel like this might be, you might, okay, let's put down the next card because that's going to give me an indication of what happens. Oh, okay. By year 10, you've already established each other. You're already established is what I keep hearing. You're already together as a couple, but you have a hard time saying that. I'm wondering if this connection stays secret for some time, especially because of whatever went on between the years 2 and 6. Let me sit with this for a moment because, like, years 2 and 6, that's a whole 4 years that we're talking about. Can I get a card for each year specifically? Because this seems like everything was going well for the first few moments until like you started messing around with each other and things got serious. And because the Tower is next to the Empress, by year 7, somebody gets pregnant, more likely. Yeah, someone gets pregnant. And the Ruler of Cups is somebody stepping up to be a father, essentially, or a parent, really, because this is the King of Cups, somebody who is emotionally secure and willing to do whatever it takes to keep their family afloat when it comes to, yeah, it's emotional maturity. So let's get 4 cards here. We have, I'm not doing reversals. We have the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Moon. Again, the Moon is coming through with the subconscious and the secrets, and the Ace of Swords. So I love that the Ace of Swords came up because this is cutting through the clutter, the mental clutter and the emotional clutter of this connection. With the King of Pentacles, the first, so wait, this is year 1, 2. Year 2 Somebody is trying to establish a lot of money. Somebody is trying to work on their bag. Somebody is getting a home. Somebody is getting their stuff together. It's one or the other. It's also finding stability within the self. So this could be you or your person. It could be the both of you. By year 3, there's this energy of wanting to get out and about. Like, this is wanting to start something. I feel like this is when this starts. It's year 3 that you two start messing with each other, or start I keep saying messing with each other, but you know what I mean. You're basically dating around, or you know, why do I not want to say it? I feel like you both try to keep this a secret from your friends and family as much as possible, because you know that if you were to tell anybody, there's just, I don't know, something keeping you from making it loud and clear. I'm not saying this is like a sneaky link or anything like that, but there's definitely a feeling here that it's kind of like, what would people say? I'm not sure if it's like a taboo relationship, or if you're just not meant to, if people have told you, I don't know, there's just something about this energy, or sorry, this connection that for whatever reason you're afraid of people knowing, or maybe you just like secrets. Maybe you like knowing that this is something only the two of you have and nobody else has to know. But then by the 4th year of the moon, this is a subconscious being brought to the forefront. This is you two speaking about your relationships. You're talking about these secrets. They're coming to the forefront. There's nothing you can hide from each other. And I feel like vulnerability is really big by year 5. Year 6. Year 6 is, I feel like the Tower moment is somewhere here. It might coincide with the Tower. This might be finding out about the pregnancy. This could also be figuring out that you two are, you know what, somebody says something by year 6. Somebody, I'm not saying they propose, but there's definitely like a more concrete conversation of what is going to go on within this connection. And then by year 7, the Pillar, whoever the feminine is, they're definitely in their power. They're putting their foot down. They're taking control. They're telling their person what they want. If the pregnancy wasn't resonating, of course, that's very optional. Take that only if it resonates and if you're able to. And then, yeah, your person makes up their mind. Or whoever the masculine is. But I really do feel like it's your person, regardless of what they identify as or what the energy is. They make up their mind. This is beautiful. But there is stuff that you're going to have to go through, like I said. And I feel like you both understood from the beginning that this was not going to be an easy connection. Especially person A, whoever person A is. I really hope it's you, Pile Dear, because you got some work to do with your person. They're a wonderful person, but they got stuff to work through. So we're going to go on to some closing cards. Yeah, that was very intense. Like, you guys really try to keep the secret from people. So let's see. This is from the I Am So Totally Into You deck. And this is going to be some quotes. She is at once completely familiar to me, but at the same time, she is also a complete mystery to me in some ways. And there are times when we are lying in bed and I look over and sort of have a start. This is Barack Obama talking about Michelle. I love this card. I see this as like the power couple card. I see this as somebody who's completely enamored with their spouse. Somebody who's completely enamored with their person. But they do it in such a quiet and dignified way that, like, yeah, I feel like this is how your person would see you. Maybe how you see your person as well, Pile 3. Depending on who you identify more with in that, in this kind of connection. And then we have some Cupid Says Oracle cards. You and your person. This will be your person's higher self, I'm hearing. Can we meet? Maybe some of you haven't met yet, or you haven't been in this connection yet. But I am getting the feeling that there has to be some sort of, there's an energy here that you both have to come through and like make this happen. Somebody's going to reach out. We have, you are incredible. Do you know that? Yeah, your person finds you incredible, Pile 3. We have Take a Leap. I feel the same. Has this happened before? Deja vu. Like I said, it's like that past life connection. I really do feel you both have that. Like, it's one of those instances where like you saw each other and you knew. that this person was special, or that you've known them from somewhere else. Maybe both. I'm going to get one more for you. Excuse me, pile 3. And then we have, I am yours. This person is completely enamored with you. Like, wow. Back of the deck. Maybe in another time, in another life. Again, I'm getting that feeling that you've known each other in a different, like in a different life, a past life. That might be like a kind of conversation starter with the both of you, or this might be like a topic of conversation. And I feel like you should pay attention to your person when you express this and see what their reaction is, because I feel like that's going to be very telling of how this connection will progress. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Take the leap. If you're not with your person yet, or if you don't know what's going on here, or if you really feel like you should say something, say something. Because like I said, I get the feeling you could easily pass each other by and like never know. But yeah, okay, I had to get that out there. But if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the Candle Quartz and the Weaver Tarot, then we have a reading here for you today about how this connection will progress. I have Air Supplies, I'm All Out of Love stuck in my head right now, and I was singing it before I hit record, so I don't know who that song is for, but that song is playing for this pile, I guess. Specifically, I'm So Lost Without You. I know you were right to say that I was so wrong. Again, I'm not sure who needs to hear that, but let's look at the vibe check between you and your person. The cards that were in these cards are going to be your relationship and how it progresses, and then we're going to look at another tarot deck to see how this connection goes. We're going to go year by year. Yeah, year by year, and then we'll figure it out from there. But let's look at your cards. The connecting cards, we have Ladybug, good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color, and good luck. We have Gratitude. All that I am and all that I'll be forever, in gratitude I'll eternally be. And Destiny card, Love. Oh my god, I love this. So whatever's going on in this connection, you are both in a state of gratitude and love and luck. I feel like a lot of stuff is working out for you right now, pile 4. Regardless of where you are with your person. I am intending person A to be you and person B to be your person, but if you feel like switching it around, you can. So we have Howard the Duck. You're not from around here, are you? We have Trust. Creator, Earth. So there might be some Earth energy within your chart or in general. And Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. I'm getting huge Aquarius vibes from person A, both because of the colors and because of Howard the Duck. And there's just, even though there's Earth, there's also a lot of Aquarius here. Person B, what do we have? Success and transformation. Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Somebody's breaking some curses, I'm hearing, or ancestral patterns. Sometimes the ancestors come through and call it curses, and like I have to watch that because I know that that's not what that actually is, but to them that's how they say it. We have Sadness. And Captain Marvel, Seize the Day. Wow. Okay. We got some very transformative energy here, and I'm loving it because it's making you both better people. I don't know if you're with this person yet or not. This could be like a divine counterpart that is coming in, but you are both going through a lot of transformation and change, and just this new energy of like being in your power, of doing things that you know are going to make you better and stronger. And I don't know, you both are just doing such great things. I'm loving this energy. But let's start with person A, and I really don't know which one you are, pile 4, so like I said, just choose whichever one you feel resonates with you the most, or take bits and pieces from whichever. But person A, so I'm definitely getting huge Aquarius vibes from them, but I'm also getting somebody who is like very new to the area, or just has a very different way of thinking. I do get the feeling that they typically trust very, very, I don't want to say easily, but they do have a trust in the universe. They have a trust in themselves and in their intuition. I do feel like they might work with their ancestors quite a bit, because it's like they trust that there will be somebody there to help them when they fall. And even if that's not an actual person, at the very least, it's their people on the other side. It's their ancestors, it's their spirit guides, it's their angels, it's their higher self. I feel like person A has come from a long line of like very powerful people, and they may or may not be aware of this. With the creator earth energy card here, they could be an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. I heard Libra, so maybe they also are Libra. They could be on the cusp of like an air and a earth sign. So that would be like between the cusp of Taurus and Gemini, between the cusp of Virgo and Libra, and between the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius, because Aquarius was coming through very strongly. But I feel like they bring those two together to have like a fresh perspective, but also a very grounding presence. It's definitely a very intelligent person that I'm channeling here. This person has had quite a bit of accomplishments behind their belt. Is that how it said? I don't know. But they've had quite a few accomplishments. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the kind of person who has like all these awards, but they don't really talk about them, or people really wouldn't know until like they went to their house and saw them all. It's like, oh, I didn't know you did this and that. Like, you know, they have them displayed like somewhere inconspicuously, and then somebody stumbles across them. And they only display them because of like the good feng shui or something. Like they wouldn't even do it to brag. It's just like, if I have it here, it will remind me that I can do better. Person A is such a go-getter, but they don't come off that way. Because I'm being shown like Mark Zuckerberg, and you wouldn't think he was like a millionaire if you just saw him in his plain t-shirt and jeans or whatever. Like if you didn't know anything about this guy and he was just walking around, you wouldn't think he's what he is. That's the energy that person A is giving me. So they could be a CEO, but maybe all they do is wear like very casual clothes and sneakers. They wouldn't be the kind of person who really shows the kind of wealth or knowledge or whatever. Their accomplishments are not worn on their outside appearance. That's for sure. You wouldn't know until you have a conversation with them about a specific subject that they actually are very knowledgeable about that subject. That's where I get this, you're not from around here, are you? They could also be that person who, when they speak, they have a very distinct accent and people can't quite place it, or they know that it's definitely not from where they currently are. That's the energy I'm being shown. But I really do love this energy. This person is very interesting. Like I said, they're very trusting in their own ability. If not other people, then in their own ability. But they really do try to surround themselves with people and things and energies that they can trust. Now, person B. So this is supposed to resonate with the death card in the traditional tarot, success and transformation, because death is about transformation, and we have number 13 down here. So person B could be a Scorpio, or they do give me a little bit of that Scorpio energy, but I'm also getting they are very used to breaking patterns from their family, as well as from like their past. Even if it's not their ancestors, even if it's not family, I feel like they recognize the patterns within themselves and they make sure to transform from this. I feel like I'm seeing the imagery of somebody who like has like very sad days or sad moments, or they go through things, but then they pick themselves up, wipe that tear, and move on, being even more powerful than before. Because I love that Captain Marvel came through, because in the movie she's made to think that there's something wrong with her throughout this whole movie, or that she wants to know about her past, but in knowing that, she finds out that she's actually a lot stronger than people have made her believe. And similarly, I feel like person B is this way. They've had to truly recognize that they are a very powerful person when it comes to their self-development, when it comes to breaking through a lot of what society has pushed on them. Whether that's that, you know, men or women should be this way, or that you're supposed to do this and that. And I feel like they carry this sadness like it's just, not that it's normal, it's like they're aware that sadness can be an indication that it's time to grow and change. Like they know something is going to shift and change when they start feeling little small bouts of depression. It will feel like depressive episodes before they come into a whole different way of being, or once they level up, or once they understand that they are meant for something better. Like for example, I'm being shown, like when you know a relationship is over, you feel that heartbreak. It doesn't matter what point it is in the relationship. It may not even be when you finally break up, but it's like you just know. It's that feeling. The heartbreak happens before the breakup actually happens. So they're that kind of person where they just know certain things. I feel like their emotions give them a really good indication of what's to come. I feel like they're very intuitive for sure. Like I said, Scorpio energy is coming through. They're not afraid of change. They're not afraid of breaking patterns within themselves or within others. But there's definitely a very strong individual here, somebody who isn't even aware of how powerful they are until they get rid of the people who have been holding them back. It's a very beautiful energy, really. And I feel like person A found that very, like I said, person A is really good at trusting. So one thing that they found very interesting in person B was how honest they were with themselves and with person A as well. There's a sense of honesty here because this death card is giving me somebody who's very blunt. It's like if somebody is going through something really rough, they don't have the time to be sugarcoating it, or they don't have the time to be very I feel like person B uses bluntness as a way to better deal with things. That's how you know person B means business. And I feel like person A really admired this about them. They found them attractive, of course. They may have seen person B be sad about one thing or another, or they might have seen them in this transformational phase of them. I feel like they may have met them at a point where they were like right between that. Like they saw them go from this kind of person to this kind of person. I feel like, yeah, it's a good energy. I feel like they caught them at the right moment to see exactly what it is that person B is made of. But let's look at the cards to see how this connection will progress. It will also give me an indication of where you are. We have the Seeker of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. Wow. We have the Six of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So if they are together, it's the very beginning stages of this connection, but they clicked with each other right away because there's a sense of having like a really good emotional reciprocity. I feel like they remind each other of like their childhoods, or there's like an inner child energy that comes out when they're both together. I feel like they have a lot of fun, especially with the Three of Cups here. They may the Three of Cups is very interesting because I feel like they may meet through friends, or they may meet at a party, or get to know each other a lot better at a party. But there is a sense here that this connection is very emotionally fulfilling because the Seeker of Cups, the Page of Cups here, is somebody who shows interest. And believe it or not, I feel like person A manifests person B because this Page of Cups, sorry, this Page of Swords card, which would be the message, which would be the opening dialogue, comes from person B. And you would expect person A to approach person B because it seems like they seem to have a more better understanding of themselves, or to be in a better energy when they meet them. But the truth is, it's person B who comes through and says something very profound here with the Four of Coins about letting something go, or about, yeah, it's about letting something go. Every rose has its thorns, because I'm being shown the roses and there's thorns here. Okay, yeah. Person A sees person B as the rose that has its thorns. But it's like they like the thorns. It means that that's something worth protecting, or that this is somebody who will not be made a fool of or taken so lightly. They'll be taken seriously. But I really do feel like it's person B who reaches out to person A, believe it or not. But I'm really loving this energy. The Six of Cups is a very loving card, and I really do love it. It can indicate past life energy, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case because it's not coming through as strongly here as it was in like the previous pile. But let's move on to the tarot, because I'm seeing this is going to progress very beautifully is what I'm being told. And I really do love this energy. It's very it's yeah, I feel like there's a lot of love and good luck in this, as well as gratitude. They might both practice like some kind of gratitude thing, meditation maybe, or I'm not sure, like I don't know what to say. I feel like they both do very similar things, where they practice gratitude or where they work on themselves emotionally and spiritually so that they can become better people. So for my pile 4, we're going to start with the meeting card when you first meet, or when you first get together. I'm being told it's when you first get together. And then we're going to do year 1. And then like another number of years, another number of years, and then up to 10. So the last card will be up to 10 years. I don't go too far into the future because the future is always in flux and you can't change it due to free will or shifting your energy. Because I mean, tomorrow you could just leave this person and not have anything to do with them, honestly. So this is just what's being projected and what could go with how this is going right now. You might be together, you might not be together. I feel like you definitely know of each other though. First card, we have the Ruler of Cups. This is the King of Cups. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of emotional security here. I feel like when you both get together, you're very open and honest with each other. You feel like you can tell them anything. There's definitely a sense of comfort here. This is when you first get together. There's definitely a feeling that you can trust in this person. You can confide in them. That they care. That they truly care about what's going on with you, about your well-being, about what, you know, the conversation is very fluid and it's very natural. And they definitely ask all the right questions. You both ask all the right questions, and you both just emotionally nurture this connection from the get-go, from the beginning. Let's go into year 1. Also, somebody could be a water sign, or water signs could be of importance. I'm seeing it more in the moon than anything. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. So year 1, 5 of globes. So the scarcity mentality comes in year 1, and I feel like there's some difficulty in the first year. I'm also seeing it as being taken very slowly, not because there's a distrust or anything, but because there's this feeling of like I know this doesn't mean, I know this is not what the 5 of Pentacles is, but it's like taking it slowly because there's a chance that you could miss something, or that like if you move on too fast, you might miss something. Like you want to make sure you experience everything. You want to make sure that everything is right. I feel like the first year is a trial period that you both agreed to, or you just check in with each other a lot about this connection and about how it should go. There's definitely like I'm seeing an agreement between the both of you, almost like one or the both of you are used to this kind of energy, where maybe you do it in your job, where you set out goals or you make some base points here where it's like, well, if you ever feel this way, just let me know. Or if you don't feel like the communication is just so on point in this connection, because I'm being told every little bit of how you agree to communicate, whether you're comfortable or not within this connection. And the reason why this card came out, it's typically a scarcity mentality that this card represents. So it's not scarcity, it's just making sure that you don't end up in that energy where you feel lacking, or that one person is giving more than the other. You're really putting in the work here to make sure that this connection works, because you're both full-grown adults by this point, and you know how to handle things. All right, so the next year, I'm hearing 2 to 5 years. So the next 3 years are going to be represented by this card for pile 4. Ooh, so I feel like you both are always in this energy of flirting or being very playful with each other. I feel like the romance actually just gets even better or deeper between years 2 to 5, the next 3 years. Because the Conqueror of Cups is the Knight of Cups. And this is somebody who just keeps making an effort to, you both make an effort to keep the romance alive in this connection. I feel like that first year was a rocky start, or at the very least there was a lot going on to make you two guess each other, like where you stand and where you are. But like once it becomes established, this Knight of Cups energy is just so romantic. It's cute. It's like you go on dates, you make it a point to do all the things that couples do. And there's definitely a feeling of love and romance and seduction here. Definitely a lot of seduction. So next years are 6 through 7, I'm being told. 6 and 7, I guess. Ooh, we have temperance. I like temperance because it's telling me that you guys learn to balance each other out. There's definitely a feeling here that, oh, okay, you're preparing for something years 7 through 6. I don't know what that is. It could be a move. It could be something to do with somebody's job or career path, but there's definitely a sense of preparation. I know it's typically balance. I know it's typically scaling back whatever has been blown out of proportion. It could be budgeting as well, but there's definitely a sense of preparation, which is funny because it is typically a Sagittarius card, but it's like you're getting ready for, I'm hearing a big move. There's going to be a big move in year 6 and 7 or preparation for it. Whatever that is. And I feel like it's something, it could be an actual move like moving house or moving to a different place. In some cases it could be, yeah, there's just a move here. And then we have for the final years, 7, well, not final, but the last years that we have here, 8, 9, and 10. The last 3 years I'm going to read for you. Strength. Can we clarify something between these 2 cards? What's going on? 2, so these are 5 cards. I'm being told to draw 3 though. Yeah, like I said, you're saving up resources. You're moving somewhere maybe that's more financially stable, or you might be preparing for a family here. And the Seeker of Globes. Yeah, you're making sure that your finances are in order here so that you can go on to strength. And strength is typically Leo energy, but I definitely see this connection just thriving as the years go. Honestly, it's going to be longer than 10 years, and it doesn't stop at 10 years. And that's why these 2 cards came through to let me know that as each year goes along, better and better things come for the both of you. It could be that gratitude energy. Let me make sure these cards are in the shot. I don't think they are. Okay. It could be that love and gratitude energy. It could be that good luck, because Sagittarius always brings in good luck. But with strength, strength is so interesting because we're taming something here. We're finding the courage to do something important. And I'm not sure what that is. I get the feeling that somebody might be running from some kind of office here, or they could be taking on a much bigger role. They could be promoted to like CEO. But I'm definitely seeing somebody be in like the public eye, or in a very important position where it's going to change the both of you. The 9 of Wands is here because you're going to want to try to protect a lot of your energy or your relationship, or like you want to protect it from outside sources and from just some of the backlash that being in a public eye can do to a relationship. That's definitely for sure. Or a family if you already have this. I'm not seeing it too much, but that could be the case. With the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this might be a kid. But I'm also being shown somebody who is just preparing for something a lot more stable, preparing for something that is going to change them for the better. And this is something long term. So it's not just preparing for like one small thing, it's preparing for something that's going to last longer than this past this 10-year mark. With the 7 of Pentacles, yeah, this is work. This is wanting to work towards something. This is wanting to this is a very within this connection, you guys accomplish a lot. Let me just tell you, you might have a public eye on you. I feel like you or your person might be in a very important position, and you're going to have to adjust your relationship to this position. But I definitely feel like these are 2 people who are willing to work at it. Back of the deck energy, we have the 8 of Daggers. You're going to be watching what you say, and you're going to be watching what people... I feel like you're going to be... You trust each other for sure. But like I said, somebody might be in the public eye, or your relationship will come to like prominence of some kind. Like somebody's going to come into prominence, and I don't... I'm being shown a few images and I'm being shown a few analogies. Like one is like when Melania Trump became the first lady, but she wasn't expecting it because she kind of just expected to land, you know, a man who will take care of her. It's giving me that, but not as bad. Like I feel like whoever it, like either you or your person would be very willing to be on board with this. But it's like, I was never expecting in my life to have to be in this kind of position. That's the energy that is coming through. And what else was coming through? There was another analogy. I was being shown Michelle and Barack Obama as well. Yeah, I feel like one or the both of you might be in a very important position. I do see you shifting into like having to attend big important galas, because the 3 of Cups did come through in the oracles. yeah, like you might start a charity, somebody might start a charity, but there's definitely a sense of one or the two of you being in the public eye and the other person having to accompany this person quite often, or it'll be like a whole new world that you have to get used to. But you do it because this relationship is worth it and because you both trust each other and you can be really honest with each other in a world where you may not be able to be very honest with other people. I'm really loving this connection. I really am. I love the trust that you both have. And like I said, I feel like the public image of this might be the more it might be what brings trouble in the relationship, but that's about it. Especially if one or the both of you are very used to being blunt and honest, and you have to learn how to have more tact with how to handle these situations. Like, you can't just say whatever. You have to really watch what you're saying in certain situations. But you know, it might be worth it, especially if you both truly love each other, because I definitely feel that the love came on strong and quickly. But regardless, we're going to go on to some closing cards from the I Am So Totally Into You deck. I'm like a child in the sand on the beach of the land of you, T-Rex, lean woman blues. This person loves your body, pile 4. This person loves your body. And I did say something about inner child here. And what this is telling me is, like, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter what's going on. When you two get intimate with each other, they feel like, you know, a lovesick teenager again, or somebody who's like in love. Yeah, it's like that teenager energy. You might like sneak away to just be with each other and do, you know, whatever it is you want to do. It's giving me a very youthful energy, regardless of how old you get, regardless of what's going on. I feel like you two like to sneak away and just do stuff together. Again, especially if you have like a very public image of a relationship, you might sneak away to just do stuff so that you can get away from everybody and enjoy each other. But this person loves your body and loves everything you are. So we're going to get some channeled messages from their higher self. So we have, this doesn't feel right. You are incredible. Do you know that? I miss you. Yeah, I feel like there'll be times when you're apart from each other. I'm trying to figure out what this card is. I'm being told to draw like 2 or 3 more. But I get the feeling I know what this is. Like I said, there might be a bit of an intuitive communication between the both of you, because you both communicate very well. And what this card is like, when something doesn't feel right, you will make it known. And that's when your person will be like, okay, I trust that. Let me see what's up. No more secrets. Yeah, there's no way you guys can have secrets from each other. I feel like you will choose not to have secrets with each other, even if they have to have secrets with everybody else. Rise and rise again. This connection goes through its ups and downs, but like, you always end up I'm hearing you always end up on top, which you can also take out to mean the other thing it means, but like, I'm getting the feeling that you guys just lift each other up all the time. It doesn't matter if you have an argument with each other. It doesn't matter if you have a disagreement or if there's like a bad time coming through. You guys lift each other up. You're each other's hype man. You make each other feel good. Let's get one more card. I'm so excited for our future. Yeah, you're going to have a very exciting future with this person. Because I do see it lasting more than 10 years. I definitely got the feeling that there was a lot going on. And some years may not be as great, but there's definitely still this beautiful, loving energy between the both of you back at the deck, perhaps. So what perhaps is telling me is that some of you might reconsider this connection when you realize that it starts to become a lot more serious than it was meant to be, or there's going to be certain aspects of it that you're wondering, well, is it worth staying in this connection? And I feel like that's normal, and I don't think your person would take it personally. It's more like there's a lot of things being thought out in this connection. You are both very big thinkers. Like, you both consider all your options. And it's a very serious and sobering energy here. But I really do feel that you both consider a lot of things when it comes to your connection, when it comes to each other and your family, should you have one. Because there's a lot that goes on here. There's a lot to take into account. You're not dealing with any just run-of-the-mill regular person here. This is somebody who's got a lot going on. And to take on a person like that as a partner is in itself a job, or it can feel like that. But I really do feel that you both have a lot of immense love for each other and a lot of gratitude. And there's definitely a feeling that you are each other's person. I feel like you would both admit that. So it's not surprising to find some of these thoughts of wondering whether this connection is right or not. But like I said, with this particular card, your person trusts your intuition, and or you trust their intuition. And any time something weird like that is up, they will like check up on their resources or check up with certain people. It's giving me that energy where like you're at the, I don't know, you're just out and about, and then you turn to your person or they turn to you, whoever the more intuitive one is here. And you're like, yeah, something doesn't feel right. So they take out their phone and they start dialing their manager or something like that. It's like, hey, how are we doing with this? Or, hey, have you heard from this person? Or maybe they look at the news and they realize something has broken and they haven't even realized about it. It's that kind of energy. And I actually really do like that. Those are power couple vibes right there. But this is where I leave you, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If any of this resonated, please let me know. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.